Let's talk about anxiety, panic attacks, and is it because you are mentally weak? If you're dealing with anxiety, you're probably pretty hard on yourself, telling yourself that you need to toughen up. And if it's not you saying it, it's your friends or loved ones saying that you just got to toughen up and stop worrying. Let me make this very clear from the beginning of this video. This could not be further from the truth. You are not mentally weak, so stop blaming yourself. If you're dealing with anxiety and panic attacks on a regular basis, and some people are dealing with this for years, this speaks volume about how mentally tough you are. The fact that you have to get up and face every day, day in, day out, while carrying all this extra baggage. You hear about people who don't have anxiety issues complain about how tough life is. So you have to face life while carrying this. This already speaks volume. So just stop saying you're not mentally tough and stop being hard on yourself. In this video, I want to talk about mental toughness, and it does play a role towards your recovery. Obviously, we've got to stay positive and keep pushing forward, but you already have tons of that in the bag, I feel. And you might be missing another huge piece of the puzzle. Let me share with you first my story and why I thought I was mentally strong, and then I experienced my first panic attack, which led to panic disorder and depersonalization, derealization. I just went spiraling. I've been working on myself since I was about 17 years old. Worked on self-development, self-improvement, mental toughness. I've been doing it for many, many years before I had my first panic attack. When I started Thai boxing, when I was 17 years old, and at the beginning, for those first few years, I was competing. And the main reason why I wanted to compete was to stay on this path of self-development and always working towards becoming a better version of myself, challenging my fears. The Thai boxing is one of the toughest ring sports in the world, not only mentally but physically. And what comes with that is a lot of mental toughness, especially to step in the ring and face another man who's trying to knock you out. This was my last fight in 2009. And if you told me in 2012 I was going to be dealing with anxiety and panic attacks, there's no way I would have believed you. I worked on myself for so many years and trained so hard on the mental end of things. There's no way I'd be dealing with anxiety. But it did happen to me, and there's a reason why. So let's look at this kickboxing fight, for example. These two pro fighters. Okay, so this one boxer just got dropped. He gets straight back up on his feet. And to me, this is a sign of mental toughness. He gets back up, he weathers the storm, stays composed, and then just fires back with his own knockout punch and wins the fight. And that's an example of mental toughness. Now, he can just override his fear to push forward. But let's look what happens when you get a liver shot. The liver, it being an organ, when that gets hit, your nervous system overrides and pulls the plug. It doesn't matter how mentally tough you are, when you get hit in the liver, or when a pro boxer gets hit in the liver, he goes down. He can't override this. It's game over. If it's a clean liver shot, it's game over. There's nothing he can do. And this is what we're looking at when we're dealing with anxiety and panic attacks. It's not your choice. You can be as mentally strong as you want. I say that does help keep you going every day and keep you pushing forward, but that's not going to override your nervous system. Your nervous system feels threatened. So it's your environment that is causing your panic attacks and your anxiety. So what you need to do is look at your environment, find ways to lower the stress response. If there's people in your life that's adding to this stress response, you got to remove them from your life. Step away from these people. Okay, if it's your job, that's where it gets tricky. You got to find ways on how can it be less stressful. It might mean even moving to another job or a different company. I don't know what it might be. It's going to be different for everybody, but your environment is causing this stress response for your nervous system to be ringing the alarm bells and keeping you in this high anxiety state. So the first thing you need to do is get yourself stable. So if you're not taking any medication and your anxiety is just uncontrollable throughout the day, maybe it's time to sit down with your doctor and talk about taking some meds. Meds can be a great tool just to get yourself in a place where you can start facing your recovery. Just use the medication as a crutch. It's not a long-term band-aid to cover up some underlying issues. We're just going to use it to help us get on a path to recovery. So from there, then there's a few options. If trauma is your underlying issue, Me personally, I recommend leaving that till the end, until your body's in a place where it can actually face trauma, because that can be pretty stressful. I'm not saying this is the best approach, this is just how I would approach it. And what I do is look into the Linden method. Charles Linden, the founder of the Linden method, he also dealt with a lot of anxiety and panic and depersonalization for many, many years, and fully recovered and put together the Linden method. Now, I got a lot of help out of this when I was dealing with depersonalization and anxiety back in 2012, 2013, and he was the first guy to explain to me it's all anxiety based, and what you need to do is distract your brain so that the brain is distracted from the fear. And what I like about this program is the phone support. So anytime you need to jump on the phone to talk to someone, depending on what package you buy, you get that phone support, which is a huge help. And then from there, you want to look at the lifestyle end of things. So I have the DRESS protocol. It's DRESS. It's diet, rest, exercise, stress reduction, and supplements. This DRESS protocol is what will move your body into a place where it can now heal and repair. I have a webinar on my YouTube channel. Highly recommend checking that out, where I go into the DRESS program in detail. So if you haven't seen that, jump over there and get that dialed in. Okay, you already have, as we mentioned, all that mental toughness that you need. You have that in the bag. So don't be hard on yourself. You got to look at this as the liver shot. All right? It's out of your control. Your nervous system pulled the plug to ring those alarm bells. It's like, I need to get out of this situation. It wasn't your fault. So dial in the DRESS protocol and look into the Linden method. And then later, you can attack any underlying traumas when your body is in a position where it can handle the stress of facing past traumas. If you need any help, I do offer a 12-week online coaching program of the DRESS protocol. It starts off with an in-depth questionnaire. In the past, I used to run lab work, but the lab work can run up a very expensive bill for the client. So instead, I use this questionnaire. It gives me all the information I need. At the end, it spits out all your results in all these different categories. So now I can go and design a program for you. From there, you'll get a link for an app to download. And this is where you'll receive your exercise program. This is a tailor-made program for your stress levels. Exercise is stressful on the body, so we need the right dosages. So that's my job, to find out what it is that you need. If you need more stretching and flexibility work, more posture and core work, or you need to get your body strong and resilient. My goal for you is at the end of this 12-week program, you'll have all the tools you need to look after yourself and to prevent anxiety and panic attacks from coming back into your life. And if you want to learn more about this program, email me at stephenboylecoaching@gmail.com. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. More videos to come. Take care and chat soon.